Hey, welcome to another episode of Fans in Motion, the ultimate Night Ranger podcast. I've heard them say, joining me for the first episode of 2025. Ed, how the fuck did we get to 2025? I mean, 2015 was yesterday, right?
Was
Um,
yesterday.
but 2025 first episode, Night Ranger tour manager, and yeah, basically everything. Mr. Ed Ripepi joining me. Good to see you again, Ed. I
Hi,
haven't
buddy.
seen.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Did you have what'd you guys do?
Let's see.
Oh wait, I don't actually care about that. What I care about is the meatballs.
210 of them.
So
There's some in my refrigerator. I pulled some out last night. We had cavatelli with meatballs last night.
if your house is ever broken into and meatballs are the only thing stolen, you will know that
You are
it's.
Steve Koken.
Yeah. So this episode, me and Ed are going to kind of talk about. I got a little bit of Night Ranger news. We'll talk about some of the dates coming up, 2025. We'll do a 2024 just year in review, kind of the stuff, some of the fun stuff that happened during the year, and then on the Facebook page, I asked everybody on Fans of Motion, what are you thankful for? Whatever 2024. What's your best Night Ranger memory of the year? And so we'll read a few of those. Um, Couple things before we get started. Eric Levy. If you go to the Fans of Motion Facebook page, we got the Eric Levy couple packages. Eric Levy shirt. You can get the second tier package, which is the Eric Levy shirt, and the Night Ranger or the Fans in Motion Cheap Trick style shirt. And then tier three, you get both those shirts, like a sticker, and you get the meet and greet VIP phone call with Eric Levy. So all that's going to be starting here next week. So go there, check it out. Did you get your Eric Levy VIP meet and greet?
I always get it.
Well, this one is the best. So make sure you go get that tier three package. Also, I have go buy the Eric Levy one first, but we do have the Fans in Motion, the Dawn Patrol. Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did a
beautiful.
nice job.
We have all sizes back in stock, so there you go. Those are on the page as well. Send me a direct message. I'll get you all the information. Your boy, Kerry Kelly's been pretty active as well.
Yep.
Go follow Evolve Brewing. That's Aces and Ales. That's going to be their um, line of beer. They've already had some like collabs out there, but when they open the new Aces and Ales at the Bend, they're going to have a brewery inside there, and this is
Correct.
going to
Yep.
be their beer. So
I
go.
got a little sneak preview with him last time we were in Vegas before the West Coast run we had. They were at the new place. It's beautiful.
I whenever you guys are out there again, I'm coming out and uh, going to make him put a little bit of that beer in my belly. Have you listened to his new project, Metal Warrior?
No, he sent me a link to it. I just haven't had
Um,
time.
so here is the it's a what is it, like the graphic comic book stuff. I'm not too familiar with it, but
Sure.
um, it's him and I think Greg Stone at Stone Brewery. It's a music project goes along with these graphic novels. And I don't think everything's out yet, but you can go to the Metal Warriors, what it's called. Carrie plays guitar, bass, um, drums, I think too, and he sings. Now, like the growling, like the heavy metal voice, that's great. But the rest of the stuff, except for the female singer that's on there a couple times, it's actually Carrie singing. Actually, I don't know what I was expecting, but he's got a pretty damn good voice. So, anyways, what is out there is, I think, just like the introduction graphic novel to it, and it's got, me being a vinyl guy, it's got that one of the lead tracks, Serenity, with a small 7-inch colored vinyl. You can get all kinds of shit on there, man. You get guitar picks. Look, I've got a Metal Warrior, man. I'm Metal Warriored out. So basically, I'm jonesing for some new music, man. And but it's actually really good stuff. A little bit heavier than Night Ranger, but it's not. I mean, Serenity is a song that the I can't think of her name now, but the female sings. It's all really good stuff. So go check
Nice.
out the Metal Warrior uh, Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. You'll see the links. All right, 2025. Well, we can't mention the private show. Let's see here.
Oh, you want to go 25 first and then go
Yeah,
back to 25?
let's do the upcoming calendar. So we do
Okay.
have the Puerto Rico show. That's
Hold on.
been
I gotta open it up here. Get my cheaters on because my LASIK surgery is expired. Okay.
so you got the Puerto Rico show on the 13th of February, and then you guys got the Cheap Trick. What is it? Cheap Trick Loverboy,
Yep.
and
And
that's
us.
in California. Those have all been announced.
Mhm.
Then if you're out in the definitely in the middle of the Midwest, Kansas City, Wichita, Kansas. And of course, I can't see the.
La Vista, New Nebraska.
So there you go. If you
Omaha.
if you are out in the middle of that big cornfield, you got 3 days in a row with Night
Yep.
Ranger. Now
Yep.
the show that was just announced, March 7th, Delray Beach, Florida. It's like a not a very big place, but it looks kind of cool. It's outdoors. It's a Beatles festival.
Because nothing screams Beatles like Night Ranger.
Well, listen, man, you got some of the biggest Beatle fans in that band. Um,
Yeah, you do.
but um, but you I forget what it's called, Beatles in the Park or something. And but Night Ranger's playing Friday, March 7th, Delray Beach, Florida. The VIP seats are on sale right now. And as far as I know, the regular general, like not on the general admission, but the seats non-VIP
Mhm.
go on sale next week. Nothing in print. I had to have someone message the venue to actually give me that information. But so if it's wrong, don't message me.
Mhm.
Message the venue.
Yep.
Monsters of Rock cruise Thursday
It,
the 13th in the Bahamas. That sounds horrible, Ed. Are you going to try to skip that one?
my job is so rough sometimes.
Is that now? When that comes up? Are you like, hey, I need to probably get? That's going to be complicated. I need to probably get there about 3 days early.
Mhm. Got to make sure everything's advanced properly.
Uh, Mashk. What's that one? Pronounce that Mash and Tucket, Connecticut.
Foxwoods Casino. That's all like
Yeah. Oh, listen,
Mash and Tucket.
it's in Connecticut. That's all
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to know. Now the other show's not announced. Now um Thursday the 24th
Yep.
of April on sale Riverside, Iowa, Riverside Casino, and also on sale Saturday the 26th, Gas City, Indiana, the Gas City Pack.
There's
Yeah,
one show that's in between that, but has that not been announced yet?
that's not been announced. So if you go to a map and you look between Iowa and Gas City, Indiana, there's going to be a show in the middle of that.
We can say the
So,
state.
Missouri. Let's
Okay.
go with Missouri.
And we're playing in Minnesota somewhere too.
Yeah, well, not on that weekend block,
No, but the
but
11th.
in the all right, the 11th. They're
You're like, oh shit, we're in trouble.
they're in Minnesota. Don't be calling every venue trying to
Yeah.
figure out if Night Ranger is there. Now the Boardwalk Festival, is
Oof.
that what it's called?
That's gonna be one hell of a day.
A unique lineup, a lot of different genres and bands from the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up to 2000. Ocean City, Maryland, Ocean City Beach. Um, That is the 17th of
Yeah,
May.
but be careful on that only because I got some literature I saw online that shows it the different days, so I got to clear that up. I sent an email out, but
All right.
like a lot of people, no one's working this week and last week, so
So the
I'm waiting to hear
the
back.
middle of May, maybe
Yes.
Night Ranger will be in Maryland. Stay tuned.
Well, we definitely will be there. We just don't know. I'm not sure what day it's actually on.
And the 30th, Hiawassee, Georgia.
Hiawassee.
Isn't that the place you guys had to play like the day after Thanksgiving or something a couple years ago?
Yeah, and it's like a 3 hour drive from Atlanta. Oh, that was rough.
When I saw that, like that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Um, now there is a show, same state, but not announced yet on the following day, the 31st,
In
Saturday.
that hot Atlanta area.
So there you go. I don't
Yeah.
know if anything else, nothing. Well, you
No.
don't have anything on the map and
What about do you see the July dates? Are any of those been announced?
negative. So, I mean,
Man, we may
listen,
be in Minnesota again.
it's nothing that we can't say. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. I mean,
Yep.
Night Ranger's going to be in those states
Yep.
in July. So
Right.
some of those coming up. Um, they
Minnesota again in August.
correct.
Hasn't the August that
Yes.
second one's been announced, hasn't it?
Yes.
That's big
So
here.
August 8th, Friday,
Yes,
North
neon
Lawrence,
lights.
Ohio, the Neon Lights Festival.
That's
That
huge.
it's like a country fest, and they're having a rock night.
Yeah.
So it's Night Ranger, then
Well, go ahead.
I don't know, Brett Michaels and
Oh,
Foreigner.
you're like,
I fucking
yeah.
care, but I know the
Uh,
Kentucky Headhunters open.
Yeah, Kentucky Headhunters, us, Brett, and Foreigner.
So there you go. In Ohio, you get the big rock festival. And I know some of you will say we don't want to see Night Ranger on a shortened set, but listen, this may be your only chance to see Night Ranger on the same bill with the Kentucky Headhunters. I myself, my kid's mom, back when we were dating before we had the kid, I used to drag her to local county fairs to see all these great country artists. And one place we went to was to go see the Kentucky Headhunters.
And then we're going to Japan.
I don't know if that's been announced yet, but
Yeah, we're going to Japan
yeah, going to Japan
sometime.
sometime in the future. Take a
I think it
walk.
has been announced, but we'll keep it at that.
So there you go. I mean, obviously these are just the beginning dates. There's a lot of stuff being filled in. So you will obviously stay tuned to the Fans of Motion page. Uh when anything is announced,
Right.
it's obviously going to probably be there
Hmm.
um first. So Ed 2024. Good
Yeah.
year for Night Ranger. What was it? 82 shows?
Maybe two shows, yeah. Pretty good
Um
one, huh?
it was. Now I got to go into my calendar here or my photos because like if I think of a show like oh yeah, we were in Anderson blah 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 and I'm thinking of a theater and then I look at the date. No, that was 2022.
Mhm.
So
I got the calendar from you so I can guide you.
so I don't know. I know that there was a probably the longest time I didn't see Night Ranger since I started this with you guys was we did the Bailey Fest in September of 23,
Right. Hmm.
and I don't think I saw you guys again till like March or April. It was like 7, 8 months. And I remember because I know you guys were really missing me and stuff. And um, but so you'll have to give us a little reminder what was
Okay.
happening in January or February there.
Well, I think the biggest thing is was Rock Island in Key West to start off the year, and we headlined that night with Mr. Big, I think, a couple other bands, Winger. I can't remember if there was another band, but I'm sure there was. But that was always a great festival. It's too bad they don't have it anymore. That was a great. They did a great job. From the artist standpoint, they did a great job.
That's the Rock Island
Yeah,
Fest.
yeah. The one in Key West.
So why did they stop that? I mean, it
I
seemed
don't
like it
know.
was doing good.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, I know it was expensive, but
Right.
um,
And then we played with Foreigner out at Westwood in Scottsdale at that Barrett Jackson auto auction, which was fun. That was a really good time.
correct. FIM alumnus Brad Lang was filling in on bass for Foreigner out there, who is
Oh, nice.
also in Dave
Hmm.
Radley sound man for Night Ranger. He that's his project, Luminar
Yep. Yep.
Christmas. So,
Yep. And we played the Epic Event Center. That's always a great place to play. If we jump to February, we had a couple shows out west in the beginning of the month, and then we played the Strat for 2 nights.
all right,
We had
let's
a lot
talk
of
about.
films. I think that was your next
Yeah,
show you came to.
that was when. So yeah, about 6 months. So yeah, so I came out to that. There was a lot of fans in motion out there. That was with Stephen Piercy opening. Um, yeah, that was good because it was 2 nights, same place. Um, you guys need to get another Vegas residency out there like that. That was the first after after those two, I rented a car and drove through California and Joshua Tree. That was my first time actually in
Right.
California. So,
Yep. What else did we do? We did a couple North Dakotas. Not like being in North Dakota in February.
well, it used to be an annual event. You got, you could, was it Death, Taxes, and Night Ranger and Fargo in the middle of
Yeah.
February.
And then finally went back to Huntsville, Alabama in March. That was really good. The guys really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't.
And Macon, Georgia.
Did you guys play Alabama twice that year? I think
Yeah.
they in August. Yeah,
Montgomery. Yeah, Montgomery as well. Yep.
because I mean, I think we had looked, and besides maybe Montgomery, like Night Ranger really hadn't played Alabama since like Dawn Patrol, Seven Wishes, some of
Yeah.
those tours.
Yeah. We had a really great show. SeaWorld again. The legendary Billy Bob's. And probably my most favorite venue of last year was the Hard Rock Hotel, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know it sounds weird, but man, that place was laid out.
What was the Hard Rock? That wasn't last year. Was that had to be 2 years ago? Where was that? I flew out and we did Oklahoma and we did it like Salina, Kansas or something. That wasn't
Year
that right.
before,
But
year
was it the
before.
same venue?
23, no.
No.
Mm-mm,
Okay. Well, where the hell was
no,
I at in Oklahoma? With Oklahoma City, maybe? I don't know. All
maybe.
right. Well, never.
Yep. Then we went into April and we did Kansas City, Poplar Bluff, Carterville, Anderson, Tiffin, Newark. Ah,
All
that
right.
was April. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I
So
remember my
that.
kids, Shannon, the kids came to Tiffin, and I was like, I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that was. Um. Yeah, so that was the I went to Disney World. I flew back and it was like a last minute thing. So yeah,
Hmm.
Tiffin, there's a lot of fans of motion, obviously an Ohio date.
Hmm.
Tiffin, that cool little theater. That
Yep, that
was
was
in
really good. The
and
Ritz Theater.
Anderson was at was that the horse track casino
You were
with
with me at that one.
the stage like
Yes. And remember, we were like, it was like, yes, it was like the elevated stage. And remember what I was like, oh shit, Josh, someone's coming on stage. Someone's coming. And all of a sudden, I see Josh going into like Air Force mode, like, whoop, right over the top. He's like, all right, no one's coming.
and I felt bad for people that bought front row
Oh, it was,
and they
yeah,
were all the way at like it might as well have been another venue.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing I enjoy doing this is seeing some of these weird, weird venues. I mean,
yeah,
obviously the majority of them are, you know,
right.
straight up normal,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
every now and then you get,
Uh, Yeah, then we went to then we were into May. We went to played M3 Festival. That's always a great product.
well, that came out to that one too.
Yep, Eric does a
Uh,
nice job with that. Then
that
we did
was,
Woodstock, Georgia. That was an awesome show.
is that the one
I,
that was outdoors
yeah, like
and
18,000 people, I think they said they ended up having there, which was great.
I'm trying to hold on.
It was like that amphitheater kind of setting, but it didn't. It had like
right,
built in the
right
landscaping.
there, right there.
Yep,
So
awesome, awesome place, man.
and
Um,
and at the M3, if you're ever at M3 and you go into whatever town that is, look up the record store Tracks on Wax. TRAX on Wax. Probably one of the best record stores I've ever been to.
really.
But I went in there.
Mhm.
Rubicon on vinyl, a lot of Night Ranger on vinyl, Damn Yankees on vinyl. It's like
Wow,
so.
died, went to heaven.
But there's your again your um, Woodstock.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Going into June, another great venue is at Kannapolis, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte. Another 15, 18,000 people. It was great. Um, then we started off with REO Speedwagon.
That's right. You did like um, 6 or 7 dates with them
Six,
in the
yeah,
summer.
6 dates, yeah. And probably the hottest day of my tour managing career, Des Moines, Iowa, on the 21st of June. Oh my gosh, it was overwhelming.
I think there's one show coming up that may be hotter. If Jack Blaze wasn't in shorts, it wasn't the hottest show you've been to.
When was that? I have to figure that out.
Probably early July. It was on the East Coast in Jersey.
Was it let's see. Oh, Morristown?
It was a
No, no, Selbyville, Delaware.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was a cool little venue, that Freeman Pavilion and all. It was great. But oh my God. I mean, I just it was I give them credit for the crew because I'm sitting in an air conditioned office and I'm like I'm walking out there every hour making sure someone's drinking. I got water in my hand. I'm yelling over the radio, make sure you hydrate, and I'm coming out with ice towels and throwing it on everybody's head. So
What day was that?
that was July 16th, Selbyville.
I was just seeing if I just happened to have a
That's when
pictures
Pete Evick's son opened up for us, Gavin.
from the Brett Michaels
Yep.
band. Uh, yeah, I just remember that show when you sent me pictures. Now Brad has worn shorts in the past, not recently, but Jack never seen in shorts.
And he looked at me and he's like, should I? I'm like, are you kidding me? And he had like cool, like kind of rocking shorts,
Yeah.
but I'm like, hell yes, you're gonna die out there. You gotta sing all night, and I'm like, just do it. You
Now,
know?
now Levy and Carrie Kelly,
Yeah,
they're rock stars, man.
yeah,
They ain't
no.
wearing shorts.
But I will tell you, we went to Morristown, New Jersey. What a great area. If you like, I know it sounds weird, but man, it was a great, cool atmosphere. Food was great. Um,
Well, isn't Jersey the Garden State?
sure. But it was a cool area. I mean, it was fun. The area was great. We had a whole day off there. We just enjoyed ourselves. It was a really
Hmm.
good time.
Was that where you guys were on the boat or something like that? I know there was
No, that
something.
was down the line. I think in
Mm.
when was that? That was after Selbyville. Went out to Mike's house. That was
And
nice.
then there was, I don't know.
Kettering. We played Kettering.
Well, before, yeah,
Uh,
before that we did a show in Louisville,
then Selbyville.
and
Nope, Selbyville, then Louisville, then Kettering.
yeah, then Kettering. Well, that was a good show. That was at the Phrase Pavilion.
Yeah, you were with me, weren't you?
Yeah, because we drove up.
Oh, you did you and I drive from Louisville?
We drove from Louisville
Yeah, because
to.
I didn't want you to be alone, and plus I can get there faster.
Yeah, I think it was more about you getting there faster. Uh, but,
I'm trying to
uh,
be sympathetic. But
um,
remember that next day, all the airlines shut down or something? What happened that day?
well,
The software,
the software, and we did. They didn't know if it's going to come back up. I don't think it
right.
impacted anybody. Did a couple people have to
Darren,
drive?
Darren had to end up, Darren ended up flying or driving, getting a rental car, driving to my house, spending 2 days at my house, and then we flew to um, uh, a Tumwa together.
Mm. because I mean that was a cool trip for me
Yeah.
because going to Louisville at that theater, that was one of the first places where when I was 16, I snuck out of the house and drove down there to go see Motley Crue with John Corabi. Hadn't been there since. It was just
Hmm.
like almost 30 years to the day. And then
Hmm.
Kettering, which is basically Dayton, Ohio. Before the show, Jack and I went to the Air Force Museum.
Hmm.
And, obviously being I was in the Air Force for almost 20 years, and I know all the shit. I've been to that museum 100 times. And so I'm just kind of just looking around and stuff. And I just remember kind of like, where's, just in my head, where's Jack? Like, because I was looking at something and I saw him maybe 20 feet over looking up at something. And like, oh, there he is. And then I kind of looked at him. And, to me, it's just I'm here with Jack, whatever,
Hmm.
right? And I just looked at him and I like just in my head morphed him into like Seven Wishes Jack Blades with the poofy hair and I'm like, that's actually who I'm here with, is that guy, and then he's like, hey Josh, where do we go after this? Like then it just comes back to all right, let's
Yeah.
go and here and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just remember just thinking like, you know, I haven't thought about it all, but I'm with that guy from the music videos back in the 80s. Um,
You did have a I remember the one time when I first met you, we were in Houston. You're like, thanks for, supporting us and this, that, and the other. Like 3 years later, you're like, I'm with Jack Blades and Kelly Kay and Brad Gillis having lunch. And we were out to dinner one night, and you're like, you looked over at me, you're like, I'm having dinner with these guys. And I'm like, yeah, he goes, it's like full circle. So
yeah,
every so often you have that moment. So
yeah, because I tell,
it's good though.
it's, yeah, it's like, I mean, a lot of it just doesn't connect because obviously they're 40 years older,
Right.
and uh, you're just around it so much. But
Right.
every now and then, you
Mhm.
kind of, you get a moment and
Right.
it's like, oh yeah, this guy that I forgot to text back earlier, that's actually Brad Gillis, the guy that, but
Yeah. Let's just fast forward here again.
yeah.
Sterling Heights, Michigan, another great, you know, city that with a great venue. I mean, I think there was 15, 18,000 people there. It was so cool seeing that kind of
You know
stuff.
one we missed one in May, or the show with Nugent. Remember Nugent came out? The hockey rink.
Jackson, Michigan.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to go, as I
And
forget what I
you
had
came
going
up
on.
last minute, I think, didn't you?
Well, Jack sent me a this is another cool story. Jack sent me a text
Jack sent you a text.
and he's like, "Hey, you coming to Michigan? Ted's going to be there." And I had
And
already kind of decided that I wasn't going to.
that's subliminal, everybody, for aren't you coming? Aren't you you're coming, right? Yeah.
And I was just like, all I could think about was I remember saving up my paper route money to buy tickets to go see Damn Yankees in '92. And now, that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, if I don't make this happen, and I forget why I didn't have my kid. I just think I was exhausted, maybe.
This is how the conversation went, everyone. Ed, yeah. Josh, hey, what's up? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll be there in a little bit.
Well, I drove up that morning and I drove back that night. But
Yep.
that was cool. I just remember, well, it was cool meeting Ted, everything, obviously, but I just remember going around the behind the stage to come around to the other side
Yep.
to do some filming. And I couldn't really see the stage, but I heard this guitar. And it was just like, that's Ted.
Yep.
I mean, it was just like undeniable.
Yeah.
Just his tone and his
Yep.
sound. And but
All
yeah,
right.
I just wanted to,
No, I get it.
before I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Sterling. Okay, Wausau. Well, we'll be back coming to that one again. Okay. Then we were supposed to play that Plymouth Speedway, and obviously that went south on them, and we didn't play there. Uh, Played Reno in Wheatland, California. A great hard rock again out there in the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno. That was an outdoor festival that, yeah.
That was like
Uh,
Sacramento, right? Something like that.
no, Reno, and then Sacramento was
Yeah.
Wheatland.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, Hot Springs, Arkansas, Timberwood Amphitheater. Cool place.
Wasn't it
Middle
like
of a
in a,
water park.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like it looks weird when you
Again, a hot place. And I remember our crew, they came prepared. We had our bus there, and they they went on the water. I mean, just to cool down, you know. They went out and on the water rides, some of them.
and then
Brandon, Mississippi, City Hall Live. Awesome place. Awesome
okay,
place.
because you guys did the Mississippi and that
Chattanooga, choo choo.
yeah, because
Walk the
that was
field.
when you guys were playing a lot during the week. Because I came
Yes.
out,
You came out Branson?
no, it
No.
was right after that. I met you guys in Memphis.
Yes. We went to Graceland together.
Yep,
That was fun as hell.
yeah, that
That was
was
a great venue. Oh my God. What a
Graceland Live.
first time I've ever been
Grace.
there either. And I mean, if you ever want to go to Memphis and Graceland, go with Josh Weaver because it is an experience.
Well, I've always been a big Elvis guy. If you look at
Yes,
my
you have.
graduation photo, 1995, I'm wearing an Elvis tie. Um, but I don't know if I've ever asked for a photo, like, "Hey, Brad, let's get a pic," or Jack. But that was the one place where we were up on the in front of the door of
The picture.
Graceland,
Yeah, yes, yes,
and
yes.
I was like, Jack, Carrie, and Eric were there. I was like, I want a picture with you three, um, and got my
That
photo.
was truly, and to see those three like little kids was
Mhm.
pretty cool to see their reaction and how they did it, and
When I
just
when I was 20 and didn't have much money, my first trip I ever took with my buddies, like multiple states away, staying at dinky hotels and stuff, was Graceland. And amazingly, I'd never been back since whatever that was, January of 98. And who would have thought, hey, back then, 25 years later, uh,
it's not coming out too
I
good.
probably took that.
No, you're in it. You're in
Oh,
it
I
with
am?
your well, you can't see
All
it
right,
very
well,
good,
send that
but
to me. I don't think I got that.
you're in that one with your
Maybe.
Elvis glasses on.
Well,
Oh, and
send,
Eric, and so is Levy with his Elvis.
well,
They gave
send,
us Elvis glasses.
yeah, send that to me because I don't have that one. Um, but yeah, it was like one of those things where if you had told me in 1998, the next time you'll be at Graceland will be
With
with
Night
Night
Ranger.
Ranger, I'd be like, all
They
right,
took
whatever.
such good care of us, and it was a
Yeah.
great venue, and yeah, it was awesome
Uh,
hotel we stayed at and
that
everything.
was what the guest
Uh,
house, the
the
guest
guest
house.
house, what a great. Honestly, if you have an opportunity to go, it's in a great, whether you're an Elvis fan or not.
Mm,
The history there is just ridiculous.
yep. And it's interesting because he never left Memphis.
Yep.
Even when he was at his biggest,
Right.
now he did own a home in California when he
Right.
would, do movies and stuff, but he
Yeah.
always returned to Graceland. So much has changed since I was there in the late 90s. Everything across the street just used to be a little strip mall with a little museum.
Hmm.
That's all gone. And you got the
Yeah.
Graceland Live, and there's
Yeah.
so much that we didn't see it. Like
Oh,
they've
really?
got another part of the museum that over on that side with all his jumpsuits and everything.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, like I said,
Hmm.
um, I can't wait to go back to Memphis. I mean, it's mandatory that hey man, you like them
Here it
night ranger,
goes.
you like them night rangers, man. That Jack Blades, man, he's like a little ball of dynamite. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Man, that Brad Gillis, man, hitting on that whammy bar thing, just making all them good.
all right,
But
get back to work here.
that was
Okay.
so after
Yeah.
that though,
We went to Montgomery.
I
We
s-
went to Montgomery. You
I
stayed.
I no, I went early to
Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg, which
Get
is
us kind of situated. Holy bully, that bear. So wait. Let me. All right. So we leave Memphis. We go to Montgomery. Great venue, great promoter. We played at the Montgomery PAC. It was just a great experience there. Josh sends us a video like halfway through the day. There's a freaking black bear at our hotel. And I'm like, oh boy, do I tell everybody? I'm like, well, let's just see what happens. I'm like, hey, everybody, there's a bear running through our hotel.
and if you go like there's popular reels where like they're even going into the stores and stuff. And I mean it's a regular big ass black bear.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like a little cub or
Oh,
anything.
no.
But yeah, so right where our hotel is, there's a little ravine and I'm walking and I see something kind of move and there's a big ass black bear walk. So I did like a 10-second video of it where I filmed the bear, right? And then I panned up to the sign of our hotel. So it's like, oh, there's a bear. Oh, wait, that's our hotel. And then I think I went into like my little editor. I put like the Night Ranger logo
You
coming
did.
up and
You
like,
did.
you still rocking America. Made
I
this
sent
little,
that to everybody. We were on the bus, and I sent that to everybody. And you just hear a bunch of oh shits on the bus.
but that was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
uh, fun trip. Ran into
yeah.
some of the girls from Fans in Motion. I went down to there's
The
whatever
venue.
Saturday
Yeah.
night
Mhm.
and was walking into the in where this concert was, and coming out, I see like Fans of Motion shirts. I'm like, well, that's cool. And then it was
Yeah.
Gail and Kathy and a few others, and um, so talked to them. That's when I came back, took a video of the bear.
Yeah.
Uh, one thing I remember was I had, I think I went and got Brad medicine or Carrie medicine or
Mhm.
maybe both. I
Carrie,
know
Carrie,
one of them was sick,
Carrie.
and I think when you guys called me, I was at this little record store, and it was a cool record store. I guess it's been there forever, but I saw they had reproduction posters, and it was Ozzy when Brad was with them.
Oh, nice.
So I go, I get that. I'm dropping it off to Carrie. I'm texting Brad. He's like, hey, come meet me. I'm like, I'm like, okay. I go, where are you at? There's a record store about a block down that has Ozzy reproduction with you on it. And he goes, dude, I literally just walked in here and just saw that right when you sent that. And I had started was walking. I maybe 2 minutes later I walk in and there he is. It was just like
Yeah.
just weird, how the
Yep. No, I get it. Yep.
universal lines. But then we did that, and then after after Gatlinburg,
Well, hold on. They run a great show for us. They do a great, it's a great opportunity for so many people to see so many bands in one location. I'm telling you, I was really impressed. Vixen, that new lineup, they look it, they sound it, they can play it. It was awesome. They played right before us too, and it was just like, all right, these guys are back. I enjoyed them. They were in my era when I was growing up, and I was just like, no shit, So it was good to see them and play with them.
and that is it used to be Monsters of the Mountain. I don't know what's it called now.
The Monsters on the Mountain, the Mountain Music Festival.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not sure why they changed that, uh, but it used to be 3 nights. I think it's 2 nights now.
they do a good job with it. I think
But
they do
yeah,
a
I
good.
mean it's the venue in Gatlinburg. It's right in the middle of
Yep,
everything,
yep,
and I mean I know when I was there the first night it was 38 Special and Joan Jett and Fog Hat
yeah.
and
And check.
the night we were there, I know Night Ranger went on right before Tesla, and it was Jackal and George Lynch,
Vixen
Vixen,
and Elda Nova.
Aldo Nova, yep.
Yeah,
So and we're missing some,
yeah,
I
right,
know, but those are just off the
right.
top of my head.
And then we traveled. You and me jumped in the car.
Yeah,
Went from
Ed wanted to go with me to help me drive,
yeah.
and so
Go
we
ahead. You could go ahead. Go ahead.
drove 9 hours to Cleveland because we were,
2 days off. We had 2 days
two
off in
days off,
Cleveland before Canton.
and so I
Well,
drove
I went early because we had to get there to get other
correct.
cars, pick everybody up at the airport. But go ahead.
So
I'll take the beating.
I
I'll
drive
take the beating.
I drive about 6 7 hours. That's like I'll drive now. Then we got like we're in Columbus. We only got to go to Cleveland, so 2 hours. One, remember, we couldn't find a bathroom or some shit. Remember we stopped for gas and another place.
Yeah.
But anyways, Ed drives about 30
An hour.
minutes.
An
I,
hour?
I, I don't know, man. It seemed like 30 minutes. All I know is I can't get any rest because I can see his head bobbing. And he maybe drives 45 minutes. I'm like, all right, just stop.
Yeah. When I said it, I'm like, you better start driving again.
I mean, I got airbags. I don't want to use them. Uh, but
We get to my house about what, 7, 8 a.m. maybe?
it was daylight. I mean, it was
Yeah.
morning. It was
Yeah.
morning.
I mean, we drove all the way through. And I mean, to your credit, you did a great job, but you look like a zombie, and we got to pick everybody up about two. And I'm like, hey, I got your room ready. Go down to the hotel and go
Yeah.
get your room. And you were like, you didn't even say anything. You just walked right out and went. You were zonked, but yeah,
Yeah.
it worked out. Thank
It was a good
And
time.
then we had
That was a good time because we
that
that's
was
when we
good.
had meatballs.
Uh-huh.
Had
I had
yeah,
everybody making meatballs and sauce, and everybody was out by the
found
pool and
that
hanging out.
found that family restaurant up there.
Which one did you go? Scratch?
It was by the chiropractor.
Scratch.
Yeah, because
Great breakfast place.
only open till 2, but like I
Yeah.
remember like Kelly was wanting breakfast and like let me find a family restaurant,
Oh
found that.
yeah.
We ate
Yeah, that
there the
place is
next
the
day with
best.
Brad
Yeah.
um
Packed all the time.
and
That
yeah, then
was good.
that was
Then we had a 6 weeks off because Jack went to Japan.
well, we had Canton. We closed that with
Right.
Canton.
Yep. Canton.
Um Fun show. There's some films there.
Mhm.
Big outdoor show at fairground. So I mean there was like
Yeah.
2,000 people there, but it looked like
Yeah.
200.
Nobody. Yep.
Um but yeah, so there that was a big thing. Jack in Japan for 6 weeks doing
Hmm.
TM
Talk.
TMG and
Yep.
um
All
yeah,
right. Then we go right in October. Harris, Michigan. Wonderful venue, great people. They took good care of us. Anything we needed, anything we wanted, they were just like, sign it, have a nice day. And it was a great, great place.
well, I'd never been to the Upper Peninsula,
The
so
Upers.
I
Mhm.
came up there just because I'd never, and I went up. I'd never been north, I think, of Milwaukee,
Mhm.
so I kind of drove up and then drove around the other
Right.
way and whatever that big
Yeah.
ass bridge is there and
Oh yeah.
top of
Yeah.
Michigan and
And then let's see, we played a private show and that in Florida, and then we played the Thrasher Torn Center, which was a great venue again. Um, they did a nice job putting us together there. Then we went to Mayo Clinic in Rochester. They had a beautiful venue there. It was a wonderful place. Then we had Waukegan, the Genesees, and the Night
mm.
Rangers been there for quite a few years. Evansville, were you with me in Evansville?
Yeah, I drove. That was again a show. I drove the night before. I don't know.
That was a cool place. Wasn't it a good venue? I
that
thought it
was the
was
one where
really good.
Jelly Roll was across the
Oh
street.
yeah. Yep.
Um,
They came out. Yeah, they had those like little loges on the side. Like remember they had those VIP loges on the side? They were like elevated up. They're a balcony lowered, but they call
was
them loges.
what was that the what
Because
was the
Jelly Roll's crew came out and watched us play.
what was the one that had like the three levels, like the three, like the
That was it. That
okay,
was it. That was it.
that
Yeah.
place was very cool. I mean, especially for
Yeah.
Evansville. I guess I
Yeah.
just didn't think Evansville
Yep.
had that much I guess
Right.
going on.
Then we went to the West Coast for 2 weeks. Um, Boise was a good venue, Revolution Event Center. That was a really good place. Played a couple casinos, played Anaheim again. Wild Horse was always good. And I got to tell you, there were two shows we did that we weren't sure how the crowd was going to be, and it ended up being great. And Prim, Nevada was one of them. I remember we were like, holy moly, we're in this place. And it turned out, I mean, it was amazing.
Mhm.
Absolutely great place. And people were there. I mean, over 2,000 people again were there. But there was another place that we thought, Praise Pavilion was going to be crappy. And man, it was almost sold out. Remember that? Because
Well, that was the one where me and Brad were arguing,
yeah,
and I told Brad, you know, chill,
relax.
chill the
We'll be all
fuck
right.
out. You'll be all
Yeah,
right. And I mean, it didn't sell out, but it was
yeah,
probably 80-85% sold out.
yeah.
And, the next night or 2 nights later, it was Rick Springfield and Richard Marks.
Right.
It was both of them.
Yeah, yeah,
And we almost filled it ourselves. So,
yeah.
um,
Um, December, we wrapped up with Bloomington, Illinois, great venue, St. Louis, and then Elkhart, Indiana. And that Lerner Theater was awesome too.
and that's the one I came out to. We stayed at, uh, well,
The Doubletree,
we were in, well, I don't want to give all the
South Bend
secret. Yeah. Well, I guess,
side.
all right, we'll go. But, yeah, that was why can't I think what the fuck the Lerner Theater was now? I remember
It's in
going to
Elkhart.
I mean I remember that. Oh,
Yeah,
we drove
yeah.
and it
And then
was
it was a state of the art place. It was beautiful, you know.
oh,
Um,
that was the one where they all it takes is a little spark and it comes back. That was the one where they were having a was it a high school reunion or a Christmas party?
oh gosh, yeah, the Christmas party with the first responders or something like that. Nurses and farm, yeah. And we doing our meet and greet, and then all of a sudden I'm walking the band back and the band's not behind me. And I have Josh is yelling, Ed, Ed, and I turn around and they're in the party, and all of a
Uh,
sudden a little impromptu motoring went on.
so yeah, so some firefighters or whatever, their Christmas
Yeah.
party, and then next thing you know, Night Rangers taking over the
The DJ and the DJ was freaking out because I got my mics. I'm like, and Jack's like, give me that goddamn thing. Oh, no, the guy goes, want me to introduce yourselves? He's like, I'll take care of that.
uh and what was really cool around those shows was, the set list. I know a lot of people were talking about because they were throwing in Seven Wishes and Touch of
Hmm.
Madness,
Yeah.
Eddie, Call My Name, and
Right.
uh
Yep.
so there was
Yeah. And then we rounded it out with Orlando, the Plaza Live, nice, cool venue they rehabbed, and then two shows with Brett, the Hertz Arena and the new amphitheater out at Clearwater. Gorgeous place. Oh my God. What a beautiful fucking venue that was. And then here
yeah.
we are. We're off for Christmas holidays.
And I can't say that for 2025, obviously there's the tour dates, but I know some of you guys ask about new music and stuff like that. There is, I can just tell you there's probably no plans for a new album. Um, is there always stuff being talked about?
Yeah.
Yes. But just putting it out there. I don't think there's going to be a new album.
Hmm.
Uh, I know people still talk about Kelly and Brad's solo stuff all the time with me. Nothing's moved on it. Now we do have that project where, Brad has kind of, threw some photos out there where he's with a Canadian singer. I can't remember, but it's with Rudy and Tommy
Hmm.
from the Aussie band. So you'll have that coming out.
Yep.
But there you go.
I
Uh,
got one thing for you. What's Ed got in his office? Something that nobody has. And this came from um, where were we at? In the Dakotas or the Revolutions. Where was that at again?
what was it?
Where was Revolutions at? Boise, Idaho. This is the marketing guy. I don't know if you've even seen this. Have you seen this?
I think I saw it briefly somewhere, but uh,
I think all the guys got a copy, but check it out. So it's the marketing guy that does everything, right? So he does all this creativity. He takes a bunch of like
yeah,
ideas off of it. So that's Brad's guitar,
car, yeah,
and then check this out. So now you got Jack, you got
yeah,
Brad, Carrie, Kelly, Levy.
yeah. I didn't notice that when I saw it, I didn't know it was like an official poster.
Oh
So
yeah, this is the grand.
I think I just
Yeah,
kind of scrolled by it.
yeah.
Um,
I know today I was like, what can I show these people that and that's nobody has that, but I got one for you, Josh.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the
Yeah, what are they
page.
thankful for?
Um, well, like Gail kind of summed it up. So many 2024 memories come to mind, but the winner is my visit to Shakopee, wherever that was.
Shakopee,
Shakopee with
Minnesota.
Kathy Juba for the Night Ranger concert at the racetrack. Made friends with our Uber driver and his family. Wants some money to track to pay for the plane ticket. Plus, they went to plus they went to Prince's, house there.
Yo,
Uh, uh,
nice.
uh, Yeah, we didn't mention, your text you just sent me. We didn't mention what venue was that? The in between the dressing room and the theater.
Harris.
My God, that's still there. Um, but
Um, who else is thankful? I got a few. Go ahead.
uh, Charlene Cothran, uh, so many amazing memories from this year, Night Ranger shows. She can't just choose one, but meeting them for the first time on her birthday in Chattanooga, where she got
Hmm.
a drumstick and a guitar pick, and she gave Brad his bobblehead, which he
Oh
has.
gosh, that's crazy. No, did Eric get one too?
That I don't know,
That was maybe somebody. No,
uh,
who was that little?
I remember
Something like that. Yeah.
Brad sent me the
Yes.
picture of
Yep. 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 Yep.
the uh, bobblehead, but a lot of them talk about their meet and greets. Amy Jo Butler meet and greet in Elkhart. Um,
Well, here I got it pulled up with you. I'm pulling.
Here, Sarah Griffith talked about not necessarily my favorite memory, but definitely one I won't forget, the July show in Delaware, where it was over 100 degrees and both Jack and Brad wore shorts on the stage. It was that hot. Um, and Buntley Griffith talks about she gave Eric a Funko Pop.
That's it.
Yeah,
That
with
was it.
this
Yeah.
likeness. And Jack
Dude, it
mentioned,
looks just. Oh my
uh,
gosh.
Jack mentioning it on stage. Um,
I
you
want
know,
one of those.
uh,
Who can get me one?
Well, you just gotta shake your ass up on stage a little bit. Um, Tom
Which
Chapin saw the boys for the first time since the orchestra show, and I think that we saw Tom at the Canton show. Um, Guys, I'm going to have to scroll through some of these here.
yeah.
Ed's on a time limit, um, and Nikki Kabrowski and Michael, talk about being at the Anderson, Evansville, and Elkhart show the three times. But Sylvia mentions being able to see them on a trip to Texas with Sarah, get them to see playing a honky tonk. I would assume
That's
that's
Billy
Billy
Bob's.
Bob's. Yeah.
Oh, what a great place that was.
Um,
And then, again, ticket sales were mediocre, and all of a sudden the place is sold out because and they're like, oh yeah, it'll be packed. It'll be packed. Don't worry about it. And it was packed. I mean,
yeah.
because it's in the middle of a big entertainment district, and they're like, and this giant banner Night Ranger, and they're like, oh shit, and sure enough, it was packed. It was great.
Beth
Great.
Wanda Foston, Happy New Year. Best memory was going to my first meet and greet. Um, Guys were super nice.
And
And
the one thing I've noticed is like you've created a family, and it's really cool to see people like, hey, where's everybody meeting? And
mm,
or like someone will say something and I so want to answer, but I know better than to keep my
yeah.
mouth shut. But um, you know,
Well, Well, we've said
yeah.
I've said on here that it's like you never go to a Night Ranger show by yourself anymore.
Hmm.
And people actually, I mean, it's not just something you say. Like there are people on here who I used to not go to a Night Ranger show if I didn't have anybody go with me, and now they just go and pop up on the page like, "Where's everybody at?" And
Hmm.
they know people from the page.
Still got to
Lawrence,
work on a convention. That's our goal. We got to figure that out.
well, I'm going to just do it without you guys. I feel like
Okay,
you guys. Well,
that's fine.
I hold out. You guys. We keep trying to plan a big one and it never happens. So we just need to do the next break and just do something in Cleveland. Fans in Motion. I'll bring out
Oh yeah, I'll bring the meatballs.
Lawrence Freeman. Happy New Year to the family. Highlights of 2024. Taking my youngest sons to see the first Night Ranger concert. First was my 16-year-old in Macon, Georgia, March of 24. Second was my 19-year-old Woodstock, Georgia, May of 24. Current count is 5 out of 6 children, one more to go. And 2 tickets secured for the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds for May of 25.
There you go.
Deborah Walker Knight, hands down, getting to meet everyone in Evansville, Indiana for our anniversary in November. And then Kelly posted about it on his page. That's when I forget what she brought, something for her brother or something like
Yep.
that. And
Hmm.
um, but old
Yeah.
Kelly Hartzell and Daniel, they're everywhere on in Ohio. Kelly wrote her and Dan. They traveled near and far. 24 for Night Ranger. Saw him 7 times: Vegas, SeaWorld, Orlando, two in Ohio, Illinois. They got to meet and greet for their 30th, 7th wedding anniversary in Orange Park, Florida, for her 50th birthday. But a favorite memory, hands down, was them coming to our hometown in Tiffin, Ohio.
There you
They
go.
worked really hard to get them there and able to share the love of Night Ranger with their community. You know, uh, Michelle Blevins saw 4 shows, was thankful, for this group, meeting her friends at the show. They got to do 2 meet and greets. And Holly Davidson got to meet the band in Chattanooga.
There you go.
Pre-show, did a pre-show ritual. She posted a cool photo of, the meet and greet,
Right.
but then she met Jack. She posted then a photo of her and Jack from,
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
I think that's probably Big Life.
Yeah.
Um, and Barb Harrington got to see the guys the last show of the year for the last 3 out of 4 years. Not planned that way, but it's how it worked. And
Yep.
Lisa Haynes, favorite Night Ranger memory of the past year is getting to see him 3 nights in a row back in April. That would have been probably the
Yeah.
Tiffin date somewhere in
Yep.
there. Um,
Mm,
yeah, how you holding up there, Ed?
Yeah, I
Got
gotta
a
go on. My timeline's getting crushed here.
got a couple more. Come on, you can't deny Janice Gosnell, driving by herself from Pittsburgh to Canton to see Night Ranger.
Mhm.
Um, but she was able to meet people, had a good time, had a nice trip. She was able to come down and get in the film picture. Uh, Julie Jean Powell got to meet everybody at the Harris, Michigan show. Um, and Lisa Michelle, favorite memories, Las Vegas trip, hanging out with Carrie Kelly and friends at the bar, and the Anaheim trip and Shaco PP and Pam Gramling. This is the final one, Ed. Grumble, grumble in the belly. My favorite memory this year was running into the guys outside the hotel in Bloomington in December. I didn't ask for a post photo. Dumb me. And then our meet and greet a few hours later, reminding Jack how he pointed to my daughter and her friend at Iowa show in June 23 and said, raising them right. Super kind guys. Jack Blades is always hospitable. They sounded amazing in 24. Can't wait to 2025. So Ed, God, so
Yeah.
this is Fans in Motion going on 5 years old.
Holy moly.
This April. It'll be 4 years since I came out to Houston.
Yep.
So we probably had you on the podcast a month or two prior, so that's going to be
Yep.
4 years.
Jesus.
Um,
It's crazy.
so yeah, time's flying. We need to get our affairs in order, buddy.
I know.
So anyways, thank you for joining
Yep.
everybody out there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Happy New Year and whatnot, and good luck to everybody, and stay
2000,
safe.
2025. What was the thing? It didn't quite catch on as much, but if you see Ed out there,
No, no, don't do it. It won't work.
it will work.
No, it won't.
Private message me. I'll tell you the secret. All right, Ed.
All right, buddy.
Thank you for joining me.
Good
Everybody out
talking.
there, have a good 2025. We will see you out on the road later.
Later.
There's a doggy. I see
Hey,
it.
there's my puppy. It's Elvis.
Think I'll ever go home.